Before I start this video, I wanted to say thank you to Child Celebrity for the game. This guy had bought a graphics card and got Tom Clancy's The Division with it, and instead of installing the game, he gave it to me. That was very thoughtful, and I can't thank you enough. And while I'm at it, I want to thank you all. The way you guys have been commenting lately is absolutely amazing, and I've said it before, it makes me feel great. On to the video. I already told you guys a little bit about this guy named Michael. This guy I used to work with. Now, Michael is a pretty decent guy most of the time, but he has some major personality quirks that I just can't deal with. Mostly consisting of him having to be better than everybody else, having to have nicer things, and having to be smarter. He lacks objectivity, and though I can get along with people like that, it's hard to resist the urge to punch people who do this kind of stuff. Well, a while ago, I had upgraded my vehicle. I had driven a 1986 Mazda B2000 pickup truck, and very recently, I upgraded to a 2013 Dodge Charger. It's gonna take me 7 years to pay that thing off, but those car salesmen are killers, man. Well, I go to work the next day, and around lunchtime, I ask everybody if they'd like to come outside and see my new car. Now, don't get me wrong, this isn't me showing off. I just bought a new car, and regardless of what it was, I would have done this anyway, and I was excited. I never thought I'd have a car this nice, and there would be a serious problem if I didn't want to show it to people. It would obviously mean I wasn't happy with my purchase. Anyway, I get out there, and the first thing Michael says is, "Would you care if I keyed your car?" Now, I took that as a joke, but as we got closer, and I opened it up, the smile on his face turned into a frown. I started showing everyone some of the features it has. Keyless entry, push to start, volume buttons on the steering wheel, super comfy seats, and he would always counter with, "Mine has better seats. Mine has a stereo system. Mine has a spoiler." And it got to the point where he said, "Mine has better windshield wipers." And I'm just like, nice, Michael. Dude, that's great, you know? Because I don't care. I don't care when people act like that. It's petty, and it's just a car. Now, he has a Dodge Avenger, which is a step down from the Charger, but I didn't get the car to be better than anyone else. Having a nice car makes you no better than anyone. But to Michael it does. And this is really petty behavior, and it really bothered me, but anyway. I get done and I lock it back up, and we're all heading back. And he looks at me and says, "You know my car's better, right?" And there's this look in his eye like he was in pain. His eyes were almost saying, "Barry, you have to say mine's better. You have to convince me because I'm not convincing myself." And as sad as that was, I just said, "Okay, man, that's fine." He looks at me again and says, "Barry, say it. My car is better." So I turned to him and said, "Michael, there's no world in which your car beats mine, okay? And it doesn't have to, because it's just a car." And I walked away. Well, this made him very angry. In fact, he didn't talk to me for the rest of the day, but whatever. Now, I normally don't get myself involved in petty arguments, nor do I poke at people who care about this kind of stuff, because obviously there's some sort of low self-esteem issue here, and if it makes you feel better, I'm not going to take that from you. But when he did that, the aggressive way he did it, it angered me. Because you will not treat me nor any other human being like that. I have my limits, and he pressed it. So the night goes on, and I've forgotten everything about it. And this manager comes up to me. Now, he's a great guy, and I really enjoy talking to him. And he asked me, "What's new?" So I asked him, "Did you see my new car?" He said that he had heard that I got a Charger, but he was very skeptical, and I said, "Yep, she's out in the parking lot right now." Well, I didn't know this, but at the time, Michael was in the aisle next to us, and he was hearing everything the manager and I were saying. And the manager knew that he was there, and he didn't like Michael. So he says, "You know what I love about your car, Barry?" I said, "What's that?" He goes, "You got the man version." You hear that, Michael? He got the man version. He laughs and walks away. Well, guess who comes down my aisle? Michael stomps down and gets right in my face and says, "Barry, enough about your car." At this point, I had enough. He was acting like a child, so I said, "Michael, are you jealous?" To which he quickly replies, "No, I'm just tired of hearing about it." And he stomps away. Now later on he apologized, in his way, which is not actually saying sorry. It went a little like, Barry, I know your car's faster than mine, but I just don't like the Charger that much. Personally, I like Avengers better. I don't know if that's an apology, but it's the best I got. Anyway, a few months later, we'd all forgotten about this, and another friend of mine from work walks up to me. Now, this guy has a very interesting personality. He insults you and criticizes you, and I just love it. I don't know why, but it cracked me up when he would come up to me and get real serious and get right in my face and say, Barry, you're the most worthless guy on our crew. I know many would take offense, but it just killed me. Well, one day he approaches me and says, Hey Barry, check your muffler when you get home tonight. I looked at him and I start laughing, and he goes, Why are you laughing? You should check your muffler. As I laugh, I reply, I know you're joking, but I'm probably going to be checking my muffler. And it ends. So he goes up to Michael and says the same thing. Hey Michael, might want to check your muffler tonight. And I start dying, but Michael gets really serious and gets in Austin's face. And he goes, What did you do to my car? Austin just smiles because he got the exact reaction he wanted. He goes, Check your muffler. Michael flips and says that he will be going to the manager as soon as he finds one. I look at him and I said, Michael, calm down. He's joking. He said the same thing to me, to which he replies, Nobody jokes about my car. Mike, it's just a car. Stop being a child. And then he screams, If you think it's just a car, you're a child. Everybody in the entire room stops and starts staring angrily at him. And they say, Michael, are you serious right now? His frown diminishes in seconds, and all of a sudden he's like, No, yeah, guys, I'm just messing around. I never knew people like this existed until I met him. And don't get me wrong, I've acted pretentious before, even in some of my videos, but I always thought this kind of character was only on TV. And the saddest part is you want to help them, but you can't. They literally won't let you, and it sucks because I really like Michael. He's a great guy, but this aspect of him is his defeating factor, and it really does suck. If you do run into someone like this, please try to understand that there's probably a self-esteem issue that they face, and this ugly behavior does make them feel better. But never let anyone push you around, no matter what and no matter who, because you are better than that. Thanks, guys.